What is up, guys? Okay. So... Sorry about that, guys. Bit of a complication. I disabled the mic. Can you believe that? I have disabled the mic. Whoops. Anyway, let's do this. Halo 1 to Halo 4. I would say Halo 5, but A, that's on a separate disc. And B, that take a little bit too long to take the disc out and, put that in. But without further ado, let's do the entire campaign.
Cortana, all I need to know is, did we lose them?
I think we both know the answer to that.
We made a blind jump. How did they...
Get here first? The Covenant ships have always been faster. As for tracking us all the way from Reach, at light speed my maneuvering options were limited.
We were running dark, yes?
Until we decelerated, no one could have missed the hole we tore in subspace. They were waiting for us on the far side of the planet.
So, where do we stand?
Our fighters are mopping up the last of their recon pick. Nothing serious. But I've isolated approach signatures for multiple CCS-class battle groups. Make it 3 capital ships per group. And in about 90 seconds, they'll be all over us.
Well, that's it then. Bring the ship back up to Combat Alert Alpha. I want everyone at their stations.
Everyone, sir?
Everyone. Cortana.
Hmm?
Let's give our old friends a warm welcome.
I've already begun.
Attention, all combat personnel. Please report to your action stations. Fifth platoon, secure airlocks on deck 11. 14th platoon, rendezvous with 22nd Tactical at Bulkhead Charlie 14.
You heard the lady. Move like you got a purpose.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Once again, it is our job to finish what the Flyboys started. We are leaving this ship platoon and engaging the Covenant on solid ground. When we meet the enemy, we will rip their skulls from their spines and toss them away, laughing. Am I right, Marines? Sir, yes, sir! Damn right. Now move it out! Double time!
Attention all personnel. We are re-engaging the enemy. External and internal contact imminent.
All you greenhorns who wanted to see Covenant up close, this is gonna be your lucky day.
Sir?
Right. Let's thaw him out.
Okay. Bringing low-level systems online. Cracking the case in 30 seconds. He's hot! Blowing the pins.
Tube shows green. Cycle complete.
Sorry for the quick thaw, Master Chief. Things are a little hectic right now. The disorientation should pass quickly.
Welcome back, sir. We'll have you battle-ready stat.
Chief, please look around the room. To get a calibration reading for your battle suit.
What if I don't want to look around room?
Good.
I get out of this cryo chamber and just slap you upside the head. So this has probably been said numerous times.
No freezer burn.
The graphics in here are actually pretty... they're pretty good. I mean, they did a really good job at re-editing everything and getting it all set up. I mean, look at this. Like, I can't believe everything was just 2D. There's no really 3D look to it. I mean, a little bit, maybe. The cryopod had a little bit of detail, but not much. And I mean, it's definitely improved. Mechanic work. You look at it, it's all pixelated. And now it's, you got some actual detail, bigger screens, much more 3D look, in depth. For some reason, they just feel a lot larger than they did in the past. So, but anyway, in case you guys didn't know, there's a skull in back here behind these I don't even know what these are. I want to say crates. So you come back here, there you go. You got the iron skull, first skull.
I know the ordnance techs usually take care of your targeting sensors, but we're short of time, Chief. Just look at each of the flashing panels to target them. When you lock on, it'll change color. Okay, that looks good.
Sir, I'm getting some calibration errors. I'm going to invert your looking pitch, so you can see if you like it better that way. Try targeting the flashing lights again. Is that better, or should I switch it back? Okay, try up and down again, please. Do you want me to leave it like that, or switch it again? Okay, I'll leave the pitch normal, but if you want, you can change it yourself later. I'm ready for the energy shield test now.
Please follow me to the energy shield test station.
Fire teams, report to defensive positions Alpha through Sierra. Sensors show inbound Covenant boarding craft. Stand by to repel boarders.
Okay, sir, look at me so we can begin. Stand on the yellow square. This will just take a second. Okay, bring his energy shields online, please.
All right. All right. Shields read as fully
Change
charged.
that. A
Okay,
little
sir,
slow.
Bring them down to test the automatic recharge.
Like how I'm not inside of the energy shield test.
Recharging normally. You're showing green across
Still
the board.
affecting me.
Bridge to Cryo 2, this is Captain Key. Send the Master Chief to the bridge immediately.
Captain, we'll have to skip the weapons diagnostics.
On the double, crewman.
Aye, aye, sir. The skipper seems jumpy. We'd better get moving. We'll find you weapons later.
Okay, I'll leave the self-diagnostics running, please.
Good idea. You'd better get to your evac group, Sam.
Oh God, they're trying to get security! Intruders in Cryo 2!
Sam, come on, we gotta get the hell out of here. This way.
Why do these guys look fat? Fat in this one. And if you look at it, it looks so fat. A lot chubbier. Can't believe it actually looked like this. Yeah, this is crazy. Let me know on what mode you actually want me to play in. The newer mode or the older mode.
ASAP. Better follow me.
Whatever you say. Why take the time to point at an enemy if you're not going to kill him?
Captain Keyes is waiting for us, sir.
Captain Keyes.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well. Cortana did her best, but we never really had a chance.
A dozen Covenant superior battleships against a single Halcyon-class cruiser. With those odds, I'm content with 3. Make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me.
Report!
It must have been one of their boarding parties. I'd guess an antimatter charge.
Ma'am! Fire control for the main cannon is offline!
Captain, the cannon was my last offensive option.
All right, then. I'm initiating Cold Protocol Article 2. We're abandoning the Autumn. That means you too, Cortana.
While you do what? Go down with the ship?
In a manner of speaking. The object we found, I'm gonna try and land the Autumn on it.
With all due respect, sir, this war has enough dead heroes.
I appreciate your concern, Cortana, but it's not up to me. The protocol is clear. Destruction or capture of a shipboard AI is absolutely unacceptable, and that means you're leaving ship. Lock in a selection of emergency landing zones, upload them to my neural lace, and then sort yourself for a heart transfer.
Aye, aye, sir.
Which is where you come in, Chief. Get Cortana off this ship. Keep her safe from the enemy. If they capture her, they'll learn everything. Force deployment, weapons research, Earth.
I understand.
The Autumn will continue evasive maneuvers until you initiate a landing sequence. Not that you'll listen, but I'd suggest letting my subroutines handle the final approach.
Excellent work, Cortez. Thank you. Are you ready?
Yank me.
Good luck, Master Chief.
Your architecture isn't much different from the Autumn's.
Don't get any funny ideas.
I don't keep it loaded, son. You'll have to find ammo as you go.
What? So you just handed me an empty weapon? Is that what you're trying to say? But yet if I walk out of here, this thing's gonna be loaded.
Those Marines could use some
What
help
kind of
here.
nonsense is
Do what
this?
you do best.
You just said that this thing wasn't gonna be loaded, and then you just turn around and you're like, oh look, this sucker's loaded. Man. If you guys look at my ammo right now, I'm at a perfect amount. Oh, not anymore. Underground.
They're using our lifeboat airlocks to attach their boarding craft. We go out and they come in. Clever bastards.
I never noticed that. Later, seeing how later on I might do the rest of this for you guys, being finishing off the rest of this, and I probably will end up just switching over to Minecraft for you guys. I mean, I haven't played Minecraft in the Xbox One forever, so it'll be pretty amusing for you guys. Play on a certain texture map. Or texture pack, I should say, not texture map. Sneak up on me. I can't get it because I didn't. Damn it, you guys ruined it. Could have been getting over shields, but no. Try to reserve my ammo. One thing I do notice a lot through this game is
on the landing above us.
you tend to use more ammo than you wanted. Especially seeing how before it's the time you're trying to go against the Flood, and the only weapon that can pretty much kill the Flood without using so much ammo would be the shotgun, which this one I didn't like too much, because then, you know, the Flood had an upper hand on you, and that makes it just so much more difficult, so. Ooh, okay, sassy. Yeah, they still haven't fixed this. It just used to be an old thing, especially from Xbox. You'd stand behind a shield and they're just not even there. Found it pretty amusing because I would just stand there for a little bit.
We should hurry. Warning, blast door closing. The Covenant are destroying the life pods. They really don't want us on that ring. We have to use the ship's maintenance access ways. Follow the nav point. We will lead you to an opening.
Yeah, well, let me through the door. Thank you.
I'm detecting Covenant movement outside the access ways. Activating motion tracker. Let's find a safe exit.
Crew and ops personnel on decks 9 through 12. Report to evac station.
This doesn't have a
Wait.
brightness adjuster. Oh, there are two of them in here now. I only remember one.
It looks like the Covenant want to be catching you up.
Well then. Hey, I'm not even here. Don't even know I'm here until I do this. Look at this. Oh, a little weird. They look. I don't know, they look odd.
The damage to the superstructure is extensive. I don't know how much more of a boost the auto can take.
Need practice. Oh, this is easy for me to practice.
There's one last lifeboat. Quickly, get aboard before it launches. Now would be a very good time to leave.
Aye, sir. We're disengaged, going for minimum safe distance.
We're gonna make it, aren't we, sir? I don't want to die out here.
Look!
What is that thing, Lieutenant?
Hell if I know. We're landing on it.
You're on him! She's been hit!
I knew it. The Autumn's accelerating. Keys is going in manually.
Heads up, everyone. This is it. We're entering the ring's atmosphere in 5.
You sure you wouldn't rather take a seat?
We'll be fine.
If I still had fingers, they'd be crossed.
We're coming in too fast. Damn! Air brake failure. They blew too early. I'm losing her. Brace for impact!
What is that? Just
Chief? Chief,
flying
can you hear me?
forward
Chief,
and
can you hear me?
crashes
The
after going
blast.
straight down.
Are you alright? Can you move? The others. The impact. There's nothing we can do.
Okay, guys, so two skulls, I believe, on this map. They're actually pretty close
Multiple
to
Covenant
each other.
dropships on approach. I reckon
One
moving
is
into
over
that
here
area.
behind
The Covenant will believe
these
that everyone aboard this
waterfalls.
lifeboat died in a crash.
Or this waterfall, not waterfalls. There's not more than one. You head over here. You'll actually find it. I think it's on the right. Yep, right here. And notice, you know, it's not there. Because in the older one, they didn't have the skulls. The Xbox version. They didn't really do skulls until the 360 with Halo 3. But here is the mythic skull for years. Remember, it's on the right hand side behind this big boulder right next to the waterfall. And then the second one is an out a little ways.
The ring's ecosystem is incredibly sophisticated. Alert! Covenant dropship inbound. They must be looking for survivors. I recommend immediate evasion.
And the Banshees. See, not even trees were up on the ridge on the older one. Not maybe those ones. A little 2D look. That one's still a little 2D. I mean, there's a few that look a little 3D. I guess just because they're on the distance, they're more... Oop. They're more graphically incorrect. I mean, I like the look, you know, especially throughout the entire area. The grass wasn't really grass. Didn't look like grass anyway. You know, they had little stubs everywhere, but the newer one, they have spots, you know, dead grass. They still have green grass. There's actually grass sticking up, like little stubs. Burnt area, some rocks, dead grass, there's dirt. Yeah. And the boulders, if you look at the boulders, I mean, back then it was pretty edgy. It just had rough edges and squares, and now it's rounded. I like how they did that, though. I enjoy playing it with the newer graphics. The ring looks more dynamic in a way of, you know, with the effect of making it 3D. It looks a lot whiter, and you can't really actually see the ground. Versus, like, as you can see from the older one, you know, you saw clouds, but you still saw the ground pretty much. And with the lights, the beams more look like a trail of light on the newer one. And the older one, it's literally all it is just a giant orb flying up through the sky. I think they added a little bit more. They definitely added a little bit more color, you know, and effects with the quote unquote sun. With this, you can still see, you know, a lot of the outer space sky. You have the clouds still, but I mean, in the older one, none of that happened. You know, you didn't see no clouds. All you saw was the clear sky. Oh yeah, and then the planet. You saw the planet. And so with that is you couldn't really tell, you know, where the clouds were. I enjoy being able to pay attention to those little details. See, in the newer one, you saw the clouds and saw a little bit of the surface. It also looks like Jupiter. But even the building, like, you can tell there's a huge difference in detail versus the older one. They just slapped it in here, it seems like, and just called it good. But yet again, this was a little bit older. This was, what, early 2000s? So, I mean, yeah, It looks good. I love it. And then the light glare. Older one, it was just dramatic. Newer one, it's you actually have a glare instead of seeing a ring like that. Which, I mean, it was a little bit realistic, but at the same time it wasn't, because I mean you're just staring at something and it creates a little bit of glare but not much, and then you saw just rings. But I mean, newer one, it's amazing, and you see the clouds and a little bit of the sunset kind of feel. The grenade effects too are pretty astronomical. I mean, I was pretty shocked at the effects that they made for the grenades. It was pretty amusing to watch. Every time I threw a grenade, I'd sit there and I'd definitely watch and wait for it to blow up. Seeing how a lot of it was, I enjoyed watching it, you know, burst out, because the lighting effect, they definitely changed the lighting effect for it versus the newer one and the older, or versus the older one. The newer one has much more of a explosion look to it versus the older one. Just had a small, tiny, it looked like you just planted C4 and next thing you know, boom, and dust came out almost. Which I can actually show you guys right now. And then the guns too, like, you look at the guns and they're more 3D and they're more dynamic. You know, they look like a real gun. Let's see, a grenade, simple grenade looks like a giant explosion, but then if you throw it, see, it just looks like a tiny explosion, you know. Boom, see, and then there's just dust. Just falls back down to the ground. I didn't like the idea of that. It's the same with the plasma grenade. You know, you come over here, throw it. See, just dust and then falls back to the ground. But versus the newer one, throw a grenade, it actually has that explosion, and then it has a little less of that dirt popping up and creating almost a fake atmospheric feel to dirt just falling right back down to the ground. I mean, it would be nice if they did a little bit more with it, you know, but it's just a pretty good patch that they did graphically for the Halo. Seeing how it fit then for the Xbox, you know, the capabilities for the Xbox, but now it's amazing. The graphics are just blown out of proportion. And I love the detail that they put into it. Definitely love the detail. You know, the trees. You still got that 2D, you know, but it's definitely, you can tell it's a tree and it's more 3D feel. But yeah, see, it's still a 2D, but it's nothing like Battlefield. Battlefield is everything's 3D pretty much. The branches, the buildings, the guns and everything, because of course it's a military-based game. So with that military-based game, you have to have everything 3D. See that? It's just burning up in there, and you have more of a flame. And the older one, you had less of a flame. It's that light effect. It's that actual feeling of, see, and you actually have that feel of a more of a sort of geographic feel to where it's more realistic, and it's, the enemies even look more 3D versus they did back then. You know, they just looked plain and 2D. I mean, they did have a little bit of a 3D, but it was edged. As you can see, it's you got the elite, and then you also got the grunts. You know, and if you look at them, it's a 2D implemented to be a 3D, and you see you can have your complications right here where it's all formed into each other. But then if you go to the newer one, you know, his feet are in the ground, so you can't see him, but you have a more 3D look to him. But see here, it's just 2D implemented to try to be a 3D. And that's just how it wasn't supposed to run. The elite, everything's just hovering above the ground, as you can tell. if you go here, you know, their feet are in the ground. You know, it's going through the ground, which sometimes isn't normal. Your feet just doesn't go into the ground when you die, but that's the 3D. That's you trying to implement the fact that there's grass. And so when you kill an enemy, you know, they fall to the ground, you want that they're laying down in the grass, and so that's where they sink down into the ground feeling comes in. Because they're sinking down into the grass after dying. But either way, it's definitely, it's amazing. I love it. I love the feel. The controls on it's more, I feel it's the same, but yet at the same time it's different. And with that difference, it means a lot, because with the movement, I mean, a lot of the movement is the same. But the way it looks is definitely much different. You know, his arm is 2D. You see a little bit of depth, but not much. But then if you go to the newer one, you graphical, in-depth look, and so when you punch, see the lifeboats, smoke trail versus an actual smoke trail. They definitely did really well on this. They made it more realistic. Same with the Warthog. See, you got the Warthog, and then now you got detail. You add detail and depth, and everything just looks more realistic. Everything becomes real almost. And then in the older one, you know, like I said, I understood that the fact that they were trying to make it more realistic, and they're trying their best, seeing how it was an older based game. You know, see even the bullets, like, come on. A lot of it was, I understood it, and a lot of it is they were doing their best, you know. And this is an older model of the game, so that's understandable. But in the newer one, they just blew it out of proportion, out of what they could do, what they changed in it. They definitely did a lot of work onto it. And they definitely did a lot of work. And so as you see, you know, he's turning the wheel as you turn. But in the other one, you know, you just saw his hands move. That was it. You don't even know if the wheel is turning. And that's just because of the older, you know, that's that non-3D graphical feel to it. But I definitely enjoy it, and I see it as it's definitely achievement they did. It was amazing. I enjoy playing it in the new graphics. You know, I'm not much for judging on graphics, but when they redid this, it was just amazing. There's your guys' boom skull, by the way. Forgot to tell you about that. I was heading this way. Pretty much, it's literally diagonal from the building. As you just saw, I came up on this side over here when where you can just slope on up. Let's see. You have that sharp edge, sharp ridges versus a smooth ridge. A little bit more mossy detail. You know, you have that drop off versus you have the drop off, but it's at a smooth edged drop off. But anyway, you want to come up over here with Warthog or on foot. You want to come on the back end of this rock, and you want to go up and around. You don't want to take it, as you just saw, I slid. Certain areas won't allow you to go up here, but if you keep it to the right as much as possible and then start sloping your way back down to this flatter area,
we need to find where the life was led.
You'll be able to get over here and get that skull. So with that being, you guys now know where that is. And so I believe that's every... I want to say that's every skull on this map. Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's every map, or every skull, so...
Someone built it,
yeah,
so it must lead somewhere.
And see his bag. I love his bag. even have the UNSC tag on it. You know, and this just looks like Star Wars. Like, I feel this is a Star Wars. I'm trying to play Halo and Star Wars put together. And then with the newer one, they have it more military. They have it, you know, futuristic. You know, it's a lot less of the Halo feel, or a lot less of the Star Wars feel, not Halo feel. More of the Halo feel. Reading the books, I mean, they did a pretty good job at comparing the two and getting through that. You know, creating the story and following along with the books. I mean, of course, they had to take a few things out. They changed a few things because it's typical. I mean, Hollywood does that with movies. Doesn't matter.
I'm going to use your suit's transcom system to monitor
The
their
lighting
chatter.
in this game too is amazing. You see, it's darker where the lights are, but it's lighter where they're not as much. And with the light on the Warthog, it's just very plain. Versus if the newer one, you have that lighting everywhere. Also, another thing is you have these terminals. With these terminals, you know, each hold a story. I forgot to show you the first one, the one on the first mission. If you walk in, instead of going right, you want to go left. And then on that left, there's the monitors. Funny part is there's actually a key connection to that. You go on the monitors, and it says incoming message. And with that incoming message, as you hit, you know, the X or the right bumper or whatever is your action button that you set it to, and then it relays a message. With the terminals, each thing links up to, you know, the arbiter's history and what, you know, what all that is, and it leads up to the information about the didact, and it leads up to so much of what people arouse to the questions of who are these people, why are they being implemented in the game, what does this have to do with the Covenant, and a lot of it is it'll tell the history and what led up to it, and it also tells a lot of the Arbiter's past too, and how he was made and what his job was, as, you know, the Monitor. He was implemented, he was created to create the rings and to destroy or contain the Flood. And so with that, the Flood was a outbreak from several years ago, 100 years ago, when the humans just mastered, you know, space travel. And so with that space travel, you know, you had the Forerunners, and the Forerunners were where the Didact comes in. They're considered Forerunners. But with that is the humans, you know, our tendency to want to take over things, you know, our instinct kicked in, and we pretty much killed them all, and the Didact wanted revenge. And so out of the sheer fact of pretty much creating the Oracle, you know, creating the Oracle made it to where it was definitely he twisted things around. He was trying to say, you know, he made the Oracle pretty much say, oh, I'm here to create the rings to protect everyone, to contain the Flood, when really he was made to destroy the human race. Because, you know, with the rings, it was designed to pretty much starve the Flood and kill everything of existence. And so with each ring and each, you know, galaxy area, region, you had one ring. Unless you were talking about Halo 3. Halo 3, you know, you had that command center. With that command center, it activates all the rings. That's the command module. And so that had multiple rings around it. And the key is because of the fact of if the Flood get onto that, you know, that command area, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to launch them. And so pretty much is that whole command area where it's pretty much, it's all it is you know, a little planet in the middle, and then it was a structure on the outside, expanding out like a flower. That whole thing would just pretty much blow up on an instance, and the rings would activate. And with the rings activating, it would ultimately just destroy all of them. But it would pretty much destroy all of the human race, all of the Covenant race. Forerunners would even die off. And so their main goal is, they didn't know that until Halo 3, and so with that, or no. Yeah, they did, actually. They knew about it in Halo 1, but it was towards the ending of it. And so then they just kept it to prevent them from launching it, as the Covenant. The Forerunners pretty much used the Covenant to use this to destroy all of the existence, as the Covenant were clueless on what was going on, but the UNSC, you know, the human race, with their instinct to look around and be curious in their minds, it was very much, they learned what the Forerunners were trying to do. And that's what the terminals unleash that. They give that hidden message that we didn't know. And so with that, it's very much, you learn a lot more in it than you did before. And when you learn a lot more, you know, you want to keep your mind open to why and how they were implemented in the game, and you allow yourself to think, that's pretty interesting. That's how that happened, you know, or that's why this was led up this way. And I've looked for all of the terminals, and each one actually have a hidden message. And with that is, it allows it for you to unlock stuff. I think it was in Halo 5. And with the hidden message, you know, there's the Covenant or Forerunner language, one of the two, and that's their original, you know, their original language. And so with that, they never spoke English, you know. That was learned after, you know, several years. You know, you got several years of them fighting, you know, countless wars over and over and over. And that's just the way that they learned. They learned that the human language is so they can communicate with the humans. That's one form of the army of the Covenant, and just because there's one that you fought doesn't mean there's more. So Halo 4, that's where the whole, you know, that's the whole elite thing. The elites, they found more elites after, you know, the brutes being wiped out pretty much. And after the brutes, there was nothing left. And so they had to find more of a stronger unit, which is where, essentially, that's where the good old elites came back. The elites came back, and it could be because, you know, it could be heretics. It could be simple as a different band of Covenants, you know, tribe. As they say in Halo 5, there's multiple tribes, and the Arbiter is the leader of one. And with that tribe, it's a very, very big, and it's all mainly, it's all elites. And so with those elites, it's very much just that. Nothing more, you know, nothing less. It was pretty extraordinary finding out that the Arbiter was still alive, especially after Halo 5. You know, he has not betrayed the human race, but it left some key points, you know, some key instruments into it that might have led up to the Arbiter wanting to go against the human race again, meaning, you know, their countless threats, or maybe their potential stupidity between going, you know, universe to universe and trying to find answers towards things that they're not supposed to know. And while they're snooping around, it's pretty much, I felt like the Arbiter might have wanted to have harmed them, as, you know, Halo Wars came in. In Halo Wars, Halo Wars was a little bit, people say it's Halo 3, some people say it's not Halo 3, it's Halo 2 or Halo 1, somewhere around in that time frame. We don't know. And I felt like if the Arbiter was in there, that's somewhere around Halo 2. And I'm sorry, but if the Arbiter was in there and it was around Halo 2, that's the human race and, you know, the elites coming together. That's that band. That's where they started forming an alliance between each other. And I felt like if the Arbiter was in there trying to, you know, go against the human race, then why would he do it in Halo 2? Why in the middle of their alliance? And I felt it was somewhere after Halo 3. After Halo 3, I felt strong. I felt strong that the reason why, you know, the Arbiter wanted to go against him. He even had that armor too. He had the Arbiter armor. Hence, you know, Arbiter. And it could have been, it just could have been numerous things. It literally could. It could be that he felt that the human race was becoming stupidity all over again. You know, as they did in Halo 1 and Halo 2. They snooped around things that they weren't supposed to. And they just, it ruined them. It destroyed their friendship, and so the Arbiter went against them. With that, I feel that it could be numerous things. It could be numerous things. And but I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't hold the answers. It's just what I think. And with what I think could mean you could think differently. That's fine. Everyone's open to their opinion on how it runs. I've just felt this way because of, you know, it's putting the pieces together. And so with looking at these terminals, you open a whole new story that you never knew was out there. And it's putting the two and two together. It's reading between the lines. I enjoy it though. Either way, it's very amusing. And I always think of endless possibilities that could have happened. Why the Arbiter might have go against him, or why he left. Why did the Arbiter leave? That's my question. After Halo 3, the Arbiter left. The end of the war, but really, it turns out to be it wasn't the end of the war. It never turned out to be the end of the war. But why'd he leave? Why did he leave at the end of Halo 3, back to the home planet where he came from? Why did he turn around and go back to join this tribe? But then where did he come back? When did he come back? When did he decide that he had enough of it? Who knows? Nobody really knows. I feel that it's very... We definitely have to find 2 and 2. We definitely have to read between the lines. And so with between those lines is where the terminals came in. I felt that 343 was trying to give us some kind of story on why things happened, why certain events went on. But I still don't hold the answer. I still don't know why. I'm clueless. I'm clueless on why the Arbiter would leave and not help find the Master Chief. Why did they just assume he was dead? The Arbiter, I felt, probably evaded it because he rightfully probably thought, you know, the Master Chief is dead. There's nothing I can do. But yet he quotes down at the ending, were it so easy. What does that mean? Why did he quote that? And it could be because he knew that Master Chief was alive. And so with him knowing that Master Chief was still alive, he probably knew that he was going to be coming back. And that's where Halo 4 came in. You know, Master Chief comes back, and the Didact comes back. And I believe once the Arbiter found out about that, he became very, maybe distant. And that's why you didn't see him in Halo 4. It's on a Forerunner planet. So the Arbiter had no whereabouts of where the Master Chief was or what was going on. As Cortana, you know, had a perfect plan to head back to Earth with the back end of this, you know, the Pillar of Autumn, sort of. It was another model of the Pillar of Autumn, but you know, with Johnson dead and everything, why would the Arbiter just up and leave? I still don't know the answer to the ending of Halo 3 of why the Arbiter left. I'm clueless on to why he left. Why didn't he stay? You know, the questions can go on and on and on and on. Why didn't he stay? Why did he have to leave? Why did he have to go off and go back to his home planet? And when did he come back to Earth? You know, if they're even on Earth, what if, you know, they could be on the Arbiter's home planet, and that's where the humans are. They make tribes with them, but why did he evade the fact that the person was looking for, you know, for the Master Chief, and why did the Arbiter help the Master Chief and not, you know, not this other Spartan who's hunting him down? I don't know. It could be that the alliance was still strong between the Arbiter and Master Chief, but at the same time it could be that the Arbiter's alliance with the human race, period, was weakening. And I definitely felt that there was some kind of disconnection between Arbiter and the human race. But with that, I also felt a strong alliance between the Arbiter and Master Chief, as they had a strong connection between each other. But it's definitely, I'm in awe. I'm definitely in awe. That the fact that was even happening.
Ready for dust off. Approach when ready. We're going to look for the last lifeboat, Echo 419. Good luck.
But it's definitely amazing. I keep an open mind to it all. I keep an open mind to what possibly could have happened. What was being the reason why this was happening? Who knows? I enjoy it though. I enjoy the campaign. I enjoy the story. I enjoy the 2 and 2, you know, and being an open mind. That's where the terminals always get me. They give me a new insight of what's going on and how that led up. So I recommend finding those. I highly recommend finding those. But I enjoy it. I'm pretty sure you would too, though.
Reports that the Covenant has located and secured the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. The good news is the captain is still alive. The bad news is the Covenant has captured the entire surviving command crew. Let's hurry and find the final lifeboat so we can link up with the rest of the survivors.